the generations before to help guide them through that anger to that point of enlightenment. And but it requires that fifth generation to acknowledge that anger, but do something positive about it. Because if you're just sitting there bitching about like anti-colonialism, it's like you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything positive. But I remember being there, and I remember, and I know others have been there as well. And you just got to get past that part and just embrace what is and become what you want.
I think I think that this this generation right now, there's a little bit of a little bit of a split. So
Mm-hmm.
there's one half that fully embraces like I just want to know,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the other part where it's like, I'm fighting the cause.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, to me, like you can see it as like, um, I mean, you can see it as a positive and a kind of a negative, but I think it's like, hey, great. It's like you're still seeking to either teach or educate, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is a good thing. And it's like it's because it's just putting us out there,
Yeah.
because there's still a lot of folks out there that just don't get it. They still think, it's like, oh, Fernandez. Oh, do you speak Spanish? It's like, no,
No.
no. It's like, no, it's like, the name is, and now go through the whole thing. The name is Spanish, but I'm Filipino, kind of thing. And, so there's still people that are. I won't call them. I can't call them ignorant, or stupid, because it's just that they just don't know.
Yeah.
Same mistakes that I would make of another culture. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
it's just how it is.
Oh, my favorite part when it comes to naming and associating the culture. So my adoptive parents are very white, and so I have a very German name. So my first name's Kurt, which is very German, and my last name is Leffler, which is also very German. My middle name is Patrick, which is very Irish. But the fact is, my family's very very German. So when they hear Kurtz, they expect, oh, white guy. When I show up, I'm like, not white guy. There's a little confusion. So it's really funny. And for one, it used to make me really angry when I was a child. Like, you're not him. You're not that. Like, and there's like this twinge of like, you're a racist. It's like, it's not really that anymore. Now it's just like, it's part of my fun. It's part of my gag of like, yeah, I thought I was this, but here I am. So deal with it. But again, that comes from age and maturity.
Yeah.
And in the concern of dealing with guiding through that anger and that resentment, I wish I had somebody to mentor me through of like what it is to be a Filipino, what it is to be enlightened into the indigenous culture and in respect of what we are and what we're trying to become. I wish I had that. The answer is I didn't, but through like FMA, I've had that a lot. But that's come later in life. And it's also through my own experiences, developing my own resiliency, my own identity. But I wish, and just like many other young Filipino men and women, I know they do too. Because like the concern that I run into is my children. So my wife is also very German, and so my children are that, as I call them, my beige minions. So they have some pretty strong Filipino features, but trying to embrace and pass on the knowledge of what is our culture, it requires me to learn about our culture,
Right.
and share it with them.
Yeah. I mean, my wife, she's from Cebu.
Yeah.
Born in Cebu, came here to the States like when she was 12. Speaks fluent Visaya, Cebuano.
Mm-hmm.
And our two kids, it's like I feel a little bad for them because I can't speak Tagalog or speak Cebuano or Visaya, and my wife's trying to give them words here, and they're getting a little bit here and there, which is cool, and they have like I each time I learn something, I try immediately learn them teach them about, it's like, oh, this is what I learned about about Lapu Lapu, or
Mm-hmm.
here's, I got this book, because like, here, read it, check it out,
Mm-hmm.
this is our culture, you know. And then they told him yesterday, hey, yesterday, you know, it was Filipino Independence Day, you know, guys,
Yeah.
celebrate. You know, but I think um, going back on the anger thing with or resentment. Sorry, resentment. See, I when you mentioned that, I started thinking about it's like how was I when looking back when I was in like a college. You know, there was a Filipino association for students and so forth, and really like I really wasn't into like doing the whole cultural thing, but I was in there for like the social aspect of it, which you know you I made new friends. I made lots of friends there, which was great, but um I felt like I was like, you know, I really don't want to do like, you know, tinikling. You know, I kind of thought it was like, oh, I'll just leave it to somebody else. You know, it's kind of corny.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was the mindset that I was in. It's like I wasn't into it yet. You know,
Hmm.
it took so many years for me to finally say, hey, it's, you know, the culture's really cool. It's
Hmm.
really cool. And, you know, I wanna start learning a little bit more about it. I mean, you know, we're the culture that's sitting on the sideline, and you know I want to learn a little bit more, and I want to kind of put it out there, you know, for
Hmm.
kind of appreciate, you know, because it really is that beautiful to me.
Yeah.
It really is that beautiful, you
And
know.
what I find is that it's the Filipinos not raised back in the islands actually are the ones who are seeking the knowledge. Actually, are the ones who are the most excited and end up actually being really well educated into the Filipino history, mythology, cultural practices because they weren't taught it. So they go from an academic inspiration to actually really learn this stuff. Because I've met several Filipinos that take for granted that are
Mm,
that take for granted as to their education back in the islands, and they just don't think about this stuff. They just don't like, I live this, why do I need to know my history? And you find that in any other nation, because like in the case of the US, you have a lot of Americans who don't know much about American history, who
right.
couldn't pass a nationalization test, but you got all the naturalized immigrants who come in who know more about American history than Americans born and bred. So it's the same dynamic.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the people who are hungry for it will seek the knowledge and actually will become the subject matter experts, even though they weren't raised in it, but they came at it later in life and took that advocacy and took that accountability. So yeah.